The area of a triangle and the area of a trapezoid are very similar, and that they both have the same formula of area is equal to 1/2 base times height. However, there is a difference in that trapezoids have two bases. We often refer to these bases as base 1, or B1, and base 2, or B2. When we look at base 1 and base 2 and add them together, they form our base. So if we were to add base 1 and base 2, we could go back up to our original formula and replace that number with, or replace the variable with that number. Then multiply it by the height and divide by 2. Let's go ahead and take a look at how this looks in an example. If we were going to look at a trapezoid that looks something like this, we would find that B1, my base on top, is actually going to be 6 meters, whereas my longer base is going to be down at the bottom, and it is 10 meters. When I look at this, I know that my side lengths on the right and left are not the height. So I must find out what the height is, going directly from base 2 all the way straight up to base 1. Notice that I have a vertical line. When I measure this out, I find that my height is 9 meters. When looking at this trapezoid and knowing that my formula for the area of a triangle or of a trapezoid is A equals 1/2 in parentheses B1 plus B2. Looks like I'm going to run out of room. Can I do that? So you can see it's a little squanched up, so let's see if we can find this a different way. We're going to put it down here. Area is equal to 1/2 base 1 plus base 2, put that in parentheses, times height. Well, if we look at this, all we have to do is plug in our numbers for our variables. So we put 1/2 in parentheses, base 1, which is 6, plus base 2, which is 10, times 9, my height. When I rewrite my problem, I have 1/2 times 16 times 9. When I multiply 9 and 16, well, I know that 9 times 6, actually, I don't remember what 9 times 6 is, but I do know what 9 times 5 is, and 9 times 5 is 45. So if I add on 9 more to 45, I'll get 54. That's a quick way that I can use something that I know to help me figure out something that I don't know. So 9 times 6 is 54. Then I multiply 9 times 1, which is 9, plus the 5 that I had to regroup, which gives me 14. So I know that when I multiply 16 times 9, I get 144. So I'm going to rewrite my problem over on this side. So area is now going to be equal to 1/2 times 144. Well, if I were to divide 144 by 2, I would come up with my answer, because I know that multiplying by 1/2 is the same as dividing by 2. Just looking at my division problem, I can see that 2 will not go into 1, so I'm not going to attempt it. But I do know that 2 will go into 14 7 times. So I put 7. 7 times 2 gives me 14. When I subtract, I'm left with 0, but I must bring down my 4. Well, I do know that when it's time to divide again, 2 goes into 4 2 times. So now I know that 144 times 1/2 is 72. Because as I've just shown, when I divided, knowing that they are the same thing, when I divide 144 by 2, I get 72. So, my final answer is that the area of this trapezoid is 72 meters squared.